project Lead the Way 5.5 Part A CAD Model Features. So we're going to be CADing some simple pieces. A lot of people struggle with them, so I made a video. I'm going to go through them fairly quickly. That's what the pause button's for. So create your video, create your part, and the first thing I would do is save it. I'm not actually going to, because I don't save these. I just make them every time I need them, which is bad for me, but which was good for me to do, but bad for you to do. So I would go File, Save As, and save them. First one we're making is a rubber handle sleeve. I will very quickly show you what it looks like. So you can, let's zoom in on that a little bit. So you can come back and pause if you want to look at the dimensions. And I'm going to make it with revolution. So I make a sketch, and I'm going to go right up the middle of this thing. It goes out, actually I'll go up the middle first. It's 4.469 long. And then it goes over 1.375/2. And it comes down and back over. Now, the thickness of this is actually 0.25, so I am going to draw a vertical line in here. Then I'm going to go in and dimension it. And by the way, this is one of 1,000 different ways to do it. Apparently I've overconstrained it somehow. I went to the midpoint. I did not mean to do that. So actually I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to make a line anywhere here. So it read the midpoint, so it was constrained. And I might as well put the dimension up here. See, now it doesn't have any problem with the dimension. And that is 0.25 thick. And then I'm going to trim the top. So now we just have that. And then I am going to put a line here, up, and over. And this is supposed to have a diameter of 0.1875. So I'll divide by 2 since it's a radius. And this is supposed to have a thickness of 0.156. Happy, trim the excess off, goodbye, goodbye. Finish sketch, hit the home button so I can see what I'm looking at, and revolve. It automatically, no it doesn't, I thought it automatically would pick. So I pick the profile, that's what I want to revolve, then I pick the axis, that's what I want to revolve around, and we are good to go. The last thing it's going to ask me to do is to put a fillet on it, or fillet like we like to say in class, which is weird, but what are you going to do? And that's a 0.25 typical, and it goes here and down here. So we are done with that. So there it is, that's our piece. I always like to say you should make it a nice color, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. So that is your rubber handle. Let's make a new one. And now we're going to practice putting holes in. So we put a sketch, and promised I would do this, hopefully don't forget. That's what it looks like. Now there's 5 holes here, one that they're not defining at all. I'm not going to worry about it too much, I'll figure it out when I get there. The other 4 are a little tricky, or just take getting used to, I should say. So this is a 4-inch diameter. Finish and home it. Extrude it 1.5 inches. And start a sketch here. Now this is supposed to be on a circle. That's 2.5. But if you don't get the circle, I wouldn't worry about it too much. They're just to locate. This is hole practice. I don't really care, so I'm going to call it a construction line. And then I'm going to put a point here. Interesting, it does not seem to be at the top of the point. Odd. Doesn't really matter to me. Point there, like I said, I'm just doing hole practice. Okay, and then I'm going to do a circular pattern. Copy that hole. And copy it about that point. And I'm going to put 5 of them. They're almost impossible to see. And it just did something really weird. Undo. Try it again. Zoom in. Moved it. And about the center. So tell me I want the axis here. And I want 5. So I was going to say they're almost impossible to see. It doesn't really matter. They might actually even erase when I try and make a hole, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to click on one. No, finish the sketch. And I'm going to click on the one on top. I think that's it over there. Can't see it at all. I'm going to get rid of this dimension. It's kind of in the way. Won't let me do it unless I'm in the sketch, I'm guessing. Won't let me delete it. Cancel. Undo. Definitely won't let me delete it. Alright, no worries. I'll probably do the holes a different way. So let's just get a point. It was in a sketch. It wasn't in the sketch. Definitely won't let me delete it. Point. I'm gonna put it up here so I can see the doggone thing. And now finish sketch. And hole. And click on it. Now it's trying to click them all. So I'm going to exit out. I'm going to click outside. And then I'm going to click on that and hole. So now it's just doing that one. And it says 0.25 through. So 0.25 is here. And through means through all. And it's just a regular hole. There's no drill point to it. It's not threaded. Done. Alright. Gonna go back to, oh no, I'm gonna start sketch. I'm just gonna keep adding points. This is kind of unelegant, but it's not the end of the world. Put a point here. Finish sketch. Go to that point. Hover over it. Click on it. Click hole right next to it. Now this hole is 0.375 through. It's all the way through, but it's got a little funky cup at the top. And this is if you have a bolt head and you don't want it to show up. You drill this double tapped hole. And it's got that little cup. It says that one's 0.75 diameter. And drop it down 0.25. So if you go back and look at that screen, that's what we're doing. So now let's take a look at it. See, it's got that little carve in the top and it's all the way through like we said. So I can put a bolt through there. All sorts of weird stuff. Start a sketch. Put a point. That one's unlabeled. I'm going to do that now, even though it's somewhat of a waste of time. So, where'd it go? Hole, and who cares? Let's try this one just for the fun of it. It gives me 82 degrees. Let me try this one. I don't know why. This one's like smaller. I don't see the difference. And let's go 1 inch through and leave a tip of 0.375. Sure. Yeah, why not? You see that it's got a little point to it from the way that little end of the cylinder looks. Doesn't really matter. Alright, 2 to go. Start a sketch. Put a point. Finish sketch. Click on the point. Click on hole. Now this one is 0.375 all the way through. So distance comes through, and it's got an angled head. And it says, do me a favor, make that 0.75 by 82, which is what it's already got, and 0.375 all the way through. So this is exactly what our directions asked for, which is a nice coincidence. One more, start a sketch, put a hole, put a point I should say, finish sketch, and then click on the dot and the hole. And this is one of the tougher ones. I'm going to hit the threaded button here. It's going to take forever. It's going to pop a window up down here. It's very upsetting to me. It's a 1/4-20 UNC-1B that goes down 0.75 inches. So it's not through, so I'm going to have to click this, but I don't want to click anything yet. I don't know why my computer takes this long to do it, but it does. It'll pop up any second now, but it's extremely annoying. This is annoying for a new person because they're like, wait a minute, how long is this going to last? And yeah, it lasts a while. So this is down 0.75, so this is 0.75. Doesn't say whether it's a point or not, so we'll leave it as point. We could also say it's square and instead of point over here, and gives the head of the point. It is not got that head, so I'm on the wrong one, so let's go with this simple head. And we do want it threaded all the way. It doesn't say, so we're going to thread it all the way, so that's fine. The threading's set up, and we want a 1/4 inch screw, so we go over here, we hit size, and we go find 0.25, and it's a 1/4-20 UNC, and it's class 1B. Class tells you how good a bolt it is. 1B I think it's better than 2B, but I'm not honestly sure. But we're just following directions, and that's it. So how do we know we did it right? We look and we see threading in there. That looks a little weird. I want to take a look at that again. Did I hit the wrong button? What's that say? No, I hit the right button. Diameter, right-handed, full length. Better. See what happens now. There's my threading. Didn't hit full length. So that's threading and holes in general. Holes can be very specific for parts. For our purposes, we're almost always just extrude it and we're pretty much good to go. Alright, next one. My bad, wrong thing to hit. File, new, create. And we're moving on to this one. Going to create this. I am not going to make this piece in here, just in the interest of time. We're going to rotate it around, and then we're going to put 10 holes in it with a circular pattern. This one's fairly quick. I'll probably find a way to mess it up. Alright, we want a rectangle out here and a rectangle here. Sure, whatever. We want to trim this piece away. By the way, I always do this a different way. I just think it's a good idea to say, let me try something different instead of the same old, same old. So from here to here is 0.375. Ooh, live and learn. And from here to here is 2.5. And from we're rotating that part around. From here to here is 1. Didn't know how I was going to do that. And from here to here is cancel. Undo, Control Z. From here to here is 1. I'm missing that this is also 0.5. No, it looks good. Only complaint, I would like to have this line up. I wonder if I can set up a constraint where they'll be in line. No, I know what I can do. Dimension from here to here. Let's say 0. That's pretty slick. Alright, there it is. Rotate, revolve. That's what I want to revolve. Cancel. It's not reading. This happens. It's got a gap somewhere in it. I can't see it. So we're going to close the loop and find the gap. Close loop. Yeah, sure. Around the horn. Multiple sketch points. I would like to combine them all. It let me. Sometimes it doesn't. And I close the loop. So the way I made it was pretty sloppy. I would never actually do it that way. Alright, let's pick the profile. Now I pick the axis, and that's down here. Don't have one. Fooey, go back. Give me an axis to work off of, right across the middle. Alright, finish sketch. One more time. Revolve. U. Axis that you're going to revolve around. U. OK. Spin it around. By the way, you should be saving all your work, but you already knew that. Okay, make a circle on the center line. It's 0.3 in diameter. I think. Hard to tell. Looks a little small. Let's make it bigger. 0.5. That's funny. And then it's 1.625 up, I think. It's hard to read. Got a very small print here. 1.625. Nice. Finish. Extrude a hole. And you might be saying, wait a minute, didn't we just make a circular pattern while we were in Sketch? And yeah, that's the whole point. I want to show you can do it here or in Sketch. They're both good. What do I want to rotate? That. Rotation axis. I want to rotate around there. How many do I want? 10, I believe. There we go. It's called a flange. Connect a couple pipes with it and put lots of bolts through here and tighten them all up. I don't like that. Yeah, let's go with that. Set current view as home and fit to view. This one at home. There we go. Alright, we have a few more. This is a tire from an Automoblocks car, so new. Great. Start sketch. Circle. That goes out to 1.65. Offset it. 0.1. And offset it again. I'm going to do this all at once. I usually don't do it this way. 0.03. And then a line up. I don't care how long it is, but I care that it's at 86 degrees because it's got to be 4 degrees off. Now I'm going to play with rotate. I'm not a fan of rotate. I want to rotate that. I want to rotate it around there. Tell it to make a copy and give me 8. See what it does. Did it for me. Before I made copy, it was saying, hey, you can't do this, but of course, this is America. We can do whatever we want. So let's trim. Get rid of you, 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 and get rid of you. Finish sketch, send it home. Extrude it. Should get rid of those 2 over there for me. The inner piece. Doesn't say how far to extrude it. Let's go with 1/2 inch. And then we can do a circular pattern, which is really, really cool. Oh, it's not going to let me, I don't think. Shouldn't have done it the way I did it. I'll have to go back and fix that now. Sketch. Zoom in. I got to delete all this. Delete. Delete. Interesting that I got ahead of myself on purpose. Tried to do it a different way and just found out that nope, they're all part of the same thing. Extend. Control Z. What did I just do? Stretch. That's not going to work. Let's put a line in the middle. Extend you and you. Finish sketch. Bye. Now just do it all again because I have to make an individual piece. If you remember, I went here and I went tab to 86. I did rotate. I am not in the mood to rotate again. So create line, and I missed the center, so cancel, undo that one. Let's try again. Tab 86, line, tab 94. Project geometry, that means I want you. Offset 0.03. And I actually need a circle here. The offset project geometry gives me something to work with, but it's not real. It's very weird. Don't know why it doesn't, but trim, by, finish, extrude, cancel. Had big problem with this with certain students. Other way, okay. Now I can make a circular pattern with just that stuff because it's not attached. See, it lets me do it this time. Rotate it around this, and I want 15 of them. So we just made the treads of a car. Pretty cool. Nearly forgot. Don't know if I showed this one to you. Here's the dimensions. There's how you do that piece. Then around you go 15 times. Not doing the notch in the middle. Home. Very nice. A couple more parts to make. New. Create. Gonna do a very quick job of this. So this is a, oh no, this one I need to make. We're gonna learn how to do rectangular patterns. Start. Very simple 4x6 plate. So I did a 6x4, finish sketch, extrude. Doesn't really matter how much, might as well try to be accurate. 0.5 inch extrusion. 0.5. Start a sketch on the front. Gonna put a little thing down here. Gonna dimension it. Should have just done it there, wasn't paying attention. 0.3. Gonna dimension it here to here. 0.5. Here to here. 0.5. And it says extrude it, doesn't say how much. I'm going to extrude it freakishly long because I think that would be funny. 10. Make sure I can see the whole thing. And now we get to do a rectangular pattern. This is pretty cool. So rectangular pattern up here in pattern. What are you going to copy? I want to copy you. Alright, tell me the direction you want to copy it. I want to copy it here. I need the arrow to point up. So flip it. Now it's up, and I need 4 of those. I also need it to copy left and right. Arrows in the right direction this time, and I need 6 of those. Boom. Just made a table that will never tip over, nor that you can put your legs under. So that's pretty cool. Rectangular patterning. There's another one to do here. I actually don't want to show this because my students should be able to figure this out themselves. It's a simple plate with 4 holes in the middle and the edges are filleted. That's for you to do. And then a paper clip with no dimensions. So we'll just kind of slap it together. Start a sketch. Make something resembling the paper clip. The key is to start at the origin. Otherwise it makes it unusually difficult. Over. And then back up. something like that. Let's fillet the edges. Now this is the part where everybody goes wrong, so be careful. Alright, let's try 0.125, see what it gives me. That's good. Now I had people, oh, they want to be perfect, they want to have it match up. Then they had these lines overlapping and then you can't sweep them, so don't get greedy. Looks good to me. Perfectly curvy? No. Do I care? No. Don't try and be perfect, it's just going to cause problems. Finish your sketch. I need a plane at that starting point, so we go over to origin, we expand it, hover over things, I don't even see that. No. Yes, this is the one I want. So we turn on visibility. We start a sketch in that plane, and we say we're going to extrude a paperclip, which is circular in cross section, and we make it about that big. You can make it bigger if you want, or if it doesn't work, make it smaller. And then we have this lovely little sweep function, sweep. It tells me what I want to sweep. It gives me the profile. Hey, you want to sweep the circle, because that's the only area there. What's the path you want to take? And you say, oh, just click on the paperclip, and bang. Got yourself a paperclip. You can go back and make it tighter or cleaner and do whatever you want. It doesn't matter to me. I will turn off the visibility. So there you are. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts plus the other one you should do on your own. A lot cooking there. Good luck.